Now, Cristiano Ronaldo has been on protest strike at the Saudi Pro League side Al-Nassr. Well, our chief correspondent, Kaveh Solokol, has been right across developments and joins me now. So, $500,000 a day, not happy. Is he happy now?
I think he is happier because Al-Nassr are expecting him to play again for them on Saturday. They've got a big away game in the Saudi Pro League at Al-Fatah, and all indications are that Cristiano Ronaldo is ready to play again. I think there have been some clear-the-air talks behind the scenes. Obviously, he's been unhappy with the way the club is being run. He believes some of their rivals have been getting more funding, especially in the transfer market, than Al-Nassr. Also, there have been reports from a Portuguese newspaper called Abola, who I believe have quite strong links to Cristiano Ronaldo, who've been reporting that one of the things he was unhappy about was that some of the senior executives at Al-Nassr, who are quite close to him, some of them had not been paid, some of them had been marginalised, were no longer involved in the business the club did in January, and apparently that has all been now sorted out, which means that Ronaldo is ready to return. Having said all that, I would always say let's wait and see if he plays, because the strike is not going to be over until he's named in their squad for a game and he steps out on the pitch. Interestingly, Al-Nassr do have an Asian Champions League 2 game in Turkmenistan on Wednesday night against a side called Al-Qadag. Now, I'm not sure Cristiano Ronaldo normally plays in those kind of away games, but that could be another potential game he could return in. But I think it's much more likely that he returns in the Saudi Pro League game on Saturday. And depending on what happens in Al Hilal's game on Friday, for instance, if they drop points, unlikely because they're the leaders at the moment, but if they do drop points, there's the possibility for Al-Nassr to go top of the table if they win on Saturday, with or without Ronaldo.
Don't need him, do they? Because they've played 2-1-2 without him.
That's a very good point. I think they've won 2 games. They kept 2 clean sheets.
Exactly.
They're still in second place, 1 point behind Al Hilal. But the big problem is that Al Hilal have really strengthened in the January transfer window. They brought in, for instance, Karim Benzema from Al Ittihad, which Ronaldo was particularly upset about. So I really do think they actually need him. If they're serious about winning the title, first time that Ronaldo would have won the Saudi Pro League title since he's been in the kingdom, I think they need him back playing, scoring. And of course, he wants to score 1,000 goals. I think he's got 39 to go.
Given he gets paid what he paid, I'm sorry to keep going on about it, but given how much he gets paid and he's unhappy, do you see him remaining until the end of the season, seeing out his contract?
You know what? When you say he's unhappy, I don't think he's unhappy personally within himself. He's unhappy with the way the club is being run. I think he signed a new contract last summer, 2-year contract. Obviously, some promises were made in that contract. I think the feeling at Saudi Arabia is that Al-Nassr have done everything to accommodate Cristiano Ronaldo. For instance, they've brought in a coach who's close to him, executives who are close to him. They kind of feel like we've done everything. We've bent over backwards to accommodate you. But obviously, he's still not happy. Now, what has emerged is that he's got this release clause in his contract, 50 million euros in the summer. So if he really, really is that unhappy, he could leave if there's someone willing to pay, around £45 million for him. Is there a club out there who are willing to do that? I'm not so sure, because he's going to be 41. Also, he'll be playing in the World Cup this summer as well, his final major tournament, you would think. But there is that option for him to leave in the summer if he is so unhappy and if he can find a club who would take him. Having said all that, I'm sure someone will take him, because if you sign...
Not for $500,000 a day, they won't. Who can do that?
But, Mike, you've got to remember, he is not a footballer. Somebody described him as a multinational on legs. His company, CR7, is said to be worth £1 billion. It turns over £300 million a year. That is more than, I think, half the games in the Premier League. So he's bigger than a lot of clubs in this country. So I'm sure someone would be interested, because if you
Still got to pay him, though, Kaveh.
But how much money can you make off the back of his name and his image? I still think there are people out there who would love to have him in their side. And he, don't forget, he believes he can carry on playing. I think he said He's got a couple of years left. And of course, he's got that big goal of scoring 1,000 goals. Maybe he'll have to take a pay cut. I get where you're coming from. Also, of course, if he leaves...
$250,000 a day.
You make a really good point, because if he does leave Saudi Arabia, for instance, if he moves to a league in Europe or MLS, he would have to pay tax. And one of the benefits of playing in Saudi Arabia is he's not paying tax, as far as we know.
That's a great point. Kaveh Solokol, our chief correspondent. Thanks, Kaveh.
Al-Nassr are expecting Cristiano Ronaldo to return to first-team action after the Portuguese forward missed recent commitments due to a brief strike, according to sources close to the Saudi Pro League club. The 40-year-old was absent from Al-Nassr's latest fixtures amid reports of internal tension related to sporting decisions and contractual matters. However, club officials now believe the situation has been resolved, with Ronaldo set to rejoin the squad ahead of their upcoming matches. Ronaldo, who joined Al-Nassr in December 2022, remains one of the most high-profile figures in world football and a central part of the club's global strategy. His influence extends beyond the pitch, but his competitive drive has occasionally led to friction, particularly during periods of poor results or uncertainty over the team's direction. The recent strike is understood to have stemmed from dissatisfaction over tactical choices and the club's long-term sporting project. Talks between Ronaldo's representatives and Al-Nassr's management took place earlier this week, leading to what both sides describe as a positive outcome. While neither party has commented publicly on the details, there is confidence internally that the issue will not escalate further. Al-Nassr's head coach is expected to welcome Ronaldo back into training immediately, with the forward likely to be available for selection this weekend. His return comes at a crucial stage of the season, as the club continues to push for domestic success and aims to make a strong impression in continental competition. Despite his age, Ronaldo has maintained an impressive scoring record in Saudi Arabia, consistently leading Al-Nassr's attack and remaining one of the league's standout performers. His professionalism and physical condition have been widely praised, even as scrutiny over his influence within the dressing room has increased. Supporters have reacted with a mix of relief and anticipation to news of his expected return. Many fans see Ronaldo as indispensable to Al-Nassr's ambitions, while others hope the episode will encourage greater unity and stability within the squad. For now, the focus appears to be firmly back on football. Al-Nassr believe that with Ronaldo reintegrated, the team can move past recent distractions and concentrate on achieving their objectives for the remainder of the season.